FBI agents and Harris County Sheriff's deputies were back at the Northwest Side home of the man who ran over and killed 14 people in New Orleans on New Year's Day.
We have team coverage for you. Fox's Bowen Kedrowitz is in New Orleans, but we do begin with Fox 26's Domley Keith, who is live at the scene of today's search. And Domley, big question was, why were deputies back out there again today?
Yeah, Rashi, a source tells Fox News the Harris County Sheriff's Office bomb squad was here collecting evidence here at the Northwest Houston home of Shamsud-Din Jabbar. Now, this comes after the door to the home was left open most of the day yesterday, and people were recording video. Some even went inside. Sources also say chemicals typically used for making homemade explosives were discovered during that initial raid on New Year's Day. We caught up with Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick not far from the accused killer's home.
I was acting governor on New Year's Day. Governor Abbott was out of state. Our law enforcement in Texas was on top of it so fast that house was under surveillance early.
The home of Shamsud-Din Jabbar was raided on New Year's Day after the FBI says Din Jabbar ran down and killed 14 people on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. But why not collect everything in that first seizure? A vehicle was towed from the property during this secondary search of the Houston home of a military veteran who's now terrorized our nation after once serving it.
The radicalizing of someone who once fought for our country, and I saw this morning where he actually got a medal about being, a medal for his work in anti-terrorism, is a danger we face in this country.
Even as the FBI and Harris County Sheriff's deputies were back at Din Jabbar's Houston home, Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick was a few miles away, swearing in nearly the entire force of Harris County Precinct 4 Constable's office.
I state your name. Do solemnly swear.
We had a little over 500 deputy constables here today. There was another 200 and something still on the street. Normally it's me giving the oath of office to my people. I started thinking, I said, I want to be sworn in with my people.
The Precinct 4 Constable's office, they're now the 11th largest law enforcement office in the state of Texas?
Yeah. Out of 2,700. They protect, over 1 million people in Northwest Harris County.
We have over 40 crime initiatives planned out through the year, in addition to deputies patrolling.
Every day they go to work, they put their life on the line for us.
Now the deputies head to serve and protect us from people just like the man who seemed to simply be a fellow Houstonian, but the FBI says he carried out the unthinkable.
There's real evil out there in the world.
The FBI hasn't yet released a list of things that they've found here in this home. And Rashi and Caroline, a lot of the neighbors say they'd like to know what was inside.
Well, Domley, is there any indication that the bomb squad or any other law enforcement agency is coming back to the house?
Well, they wrapped up yesterday morning around 8 o'clock, and it looked like they were completely finished with their search. But then they came back today, closed off the road. This entire road, Crescent Peak Drive, was full of FBI agents and Harris County Sheriff's deputies. They left again after that secondary search. They left around 1:15 this afternoon. So once again, it appears they're finished, but that could change again.
All right, Domley Keith reporting live for us tonight. Thank you. Meantime, tourists and locals in New Orleans are mourning the loss of 14 people who were killed during the New Year's terrorist attack at the French Quarter. Now, the FBI says that they've received almost 1,000 tips about this case.
Federal agencies are warning local law enforcement across the country about the potential copycat attacks. Fox's Bowen Kedrowitz is in New Orleans. Bowen.
Caroline, Rashi, good evening. Well, we've learned that the attacker was inspired by the terrorist group ISIS. Now, sources tell Fox News that the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security are warning thousands of local law enforcement agencies across the country to be on the lookout for copycat attacks. Now, here is a poster released from the FBI last night. You can see here on these surveillance photos there of Shamsud-Din Jabbar an hour before his rampage, wearing a light brown coat over a dark button-down shirt and blue jeans, walking just a few blocks away from Bourbon Street. The poster also shows one of the 2 coolers with IEDs inside that Jabbar placed in the French Quarter the night of the attack.
I think we will continue to see a lot more information coming out with a deeper psychological profile on this individual. You know, that's going to help everybody, not just us, but nationally, to understand, you know, what drives conduct like this.
There are more questions tonight surrounding about the security measures that were in place New Year's Eve. When New Orleans police reopened Bourbon Street yesterday, the city installed these heavy steel archer barriers on the sidewalks that are designed to prevent these very kind of attacks. But those barriers were not put in place Tuesday night.
Actually, we have them. I didn't know about them, but we have them, and so we have been able now to put them.
President Biden is scheduled to visit New Orleans on Monday. In New Orleans, Bowen Kudrovich, Fox 26 News.
All right, Bowen, thanks for that report.